Hello friends, a pleasure meeting you again on another video lecture. Today we are going to see the machining time calculation of two important machining processes called shaping and planing. Whatever the machining processes we had seen, turning, drilling, boring and milling, where either tool rotates or workpiece rotates in order to achieve the cutting process, where the rotational speed is used to calculate the machining time. Here in shaping and planing, the tool or the workpiece reciprocates with each other. That means that the relative motion between the tool and the workpiece is reciprocation or of reciprocating motion. The cutting action takes place only in the forward stroke and the return stroke is idle in the shaper. Planing is used for machining large and heavy workpieces which are almost impractical to machining in a shaping and milling machine. So you can hold lightweight material or not so heavy material on a shaper table or milling machine table. You cannot hold a larger workpiece which weighs about hundreds of kilograms that you can machine only in the planer. In planing, the job to be machined reciprocates past the tool, on contrary to the shaper, where the tool reciprocates past the job, that you can see from the figures given on the right side of the slide. The first one is shaper or shaping, where the tool reciprocates. The workpiece is given feed, whereas in planer the workpiece reciprocates and feed is given by the workpiece and tool combination. So in planing, tool is a stationary one, whereas in shaping, workpiece is a stationary one. Okay. This will give the schematic of shaping process. Here the shaping time or machining time for shaper Tm is equals to L multiplied by W multiplied by 1 plus K divided by 1000 Vf whole multiplied by number of cuts required. Here in the problem shaper, you cannot achieve cutting in one pass as in the case of face milling of larger diameter cutter. Here more number of cuts are required and the ratio of return stroke to cutting time needs to be found out to calculate shaping time. Here L is length of the workpiece, W is the width of the workpiece, K is the ratio of return stroke time by cutting stroke time. It is not the other way, it is return stroke time by cutting stroke time. This will be always less than 1. Small f is feet per stroke. So far we had seen feet per tooth, feet per revolution and all. Here in shaper, f is feet per stroke in mm. V is cutting speed, or in some problem it may be mentioned as S. I repeatedly told you it may be of V or S. L is length of workpiece. Here also, as in the case of milling, the tool needs to move some extra clearance on either side of the workpiece. If you machine on the length direction, before start it should have some clearance, at the end it should have some clearance. That means that the tool must move past the workpiece in order to have a complete cut. Likewise on the width direction also, sometimes the tool may move to some extra allowance on either side of the workpiece. So for that we need to provide some allowance or some extra distance has to be moved. Let us see in the next slide how much distance has to be provided on length and width directions. So we know cutting speed S equals to L multiplied by 1 plus K divided by 1000 into N. This is the ulta equation. In the previous cutting machinings, we found that N equals to 1000 S by L into N. Here the equation is reversed. S equals to L by 1000 into N multiplied by 1 plus K. K we already seen. K is nothing but the ratio of time on return stroke to forward stroke. So cutting stroke time is equals to length by V multiplied by 1000. Return stroke time is length by V multiplied by 1000 into K. K is a ratio of return stroke by cutting stroke. This will be of less than 1. Normally of the range of 0.5 to 0.8 or 0.7. So therefore time for one cut T equals to L by V multiplied by 1000 plus LK divided by V multiplied by 1000, that's equals to L into 1 plus K divided by V into 1000. That's the time to one cut. So length of stroke L equals to length of plate plus clearance on the both sides. I already told you there should be, the tool has to move past the workpiece for certain distance, either during the entry and exit side of the workpiece. That is called as clearance. On length side, the clearance will be of 25 mm on each side. This is the formula. You can memorize this. Whereas in the cross travel of table, W is equal to width of the job plus clearance. For the clearance on both sides, 15 mm can be left and or added extra so that complete cut can be possible. So cross travel of table W equals to width of job plus clearance, which is nothing but 2 into 15 mm. Now W is width of job in mm, F is feet per stroke. F is feet per stroke. Therefore, number of strokes required to complete one pass on full width equals to width of job in mm per feet per stroke. So that we can able to find out how many strokes required to complete the entire width of the workpiece. Therefore, the total time for completing one cut T equals to L multiplied by 1 plus K divided by 1000 V, the whole multiplied by number of strokes required, W by F. If it is not possible to cut the material in one pass, if the depth of cut is more, if the depth of cut required is more, we need to have more number of passes. So total shaping time can be L into 1 plus K divided by 1000 V multiplied by W by F, the whole multiplied by number of passes. You please memorize this formula. This formula will be used to find out shaping time. Let us see a problem, a simple problem. Find the time required on a shaper to machine a plate of 600 mm by 1200 mm. Here 600 is width of the plate, 1200 is length of the plate. If the cutting speed is 15 meters per minute, the ratio of return stroke to cutting stroke is 2:3. So therefore, the K ratio of return stroke to cutting stroke time, K equals to 2 by 3, which is nothing but 0.67. Okay. The clearance at each end is 25 mm along the length and 15 mm along the width. Here in the problem, the values are given. Unless any value is given in the problem, you can conveniently assume that 25 mm along the length and 15 mm along width on each side. Here, the problem itself, they said 2 cuts are required. That is, 2 number of passes are required to remove the material. One roughing cut with a cross feed of 2 mm per stroke and one finishing cut with a cross feed of 1 mm per stroke. So cross feed also plays an important role here. Okay, we'll start the problem. Cutting speed is given the problem. It is 15 meters per minute. Length of stroke is equals to L equals to length of plate plus clearance on both sides, which is 1200 plus 2 into 25. This 25 is given the problem. Otherwise, you can assume this value. It works out to be 1250 mm. Cross travel of table W equals to width of job plus clearance on both ends. So 600 plus 2 into 15, 630 mm. Ratio of return stroke to cutting stroke time, K equals to 2 by 3, which is nothing but 0.67. Cross feet for rough cut is given as 2 mm per stroke. Cross feet for finish cut is given as 1 mm per stroke. So now we will use this formula. The total time for one cut, T equals to L into 1 plus K divided by V multiplied by 1000. Here L is 1250, 1 plus K is 1.67, divided by velocity is 15, and 1000 is in order to convert meters into millimeters, so it's equals to 0.14 minutes. This is for one cut. So number of strokes required is the cross travel of table divided by feet per stroke, which is nothing but 630 divided by 2, which is 315 strokes are required. Number of strokes for finish cut equals to cross travel of table divided by feet stroke, which is nothing but 630 divided by 1, which is nothing but 630. There in the slide it is given as 21. It is a mistake. It should be 1. 630 by 1, which is equals to 630 strokes. Therefore, total number of strokes required to complete the work is equals to 630 plus 315. Total machining time is going to be 945 multiplied by 0.14. So 132 minutes is required, as about 2 hours and 12 minutes. So this much time is required to complete the work is given in the problem. So we'll refresh once again. Here we found that length of stroke lengthwise or cross travel of table, it's a crosswise. K already given the problem. Cross feed is given as 2 mm per stroke, and cross feed for finish cut is given as 1 mm stroke. So we need to find out how much time is required to cut one stroke, so which is 0.14. We need to find out how much is the number of strokes required. For roughing it is 315, for finishing it is 630. Therefore 945 strokes are required in order to complete the machining. So it's totally 132 minutes. Okay, we'll move on to the next process, is a planing. The same formula, L plus 250 divided multiplied by B plus 50 multiplied by 1 plus K divided by 1000 VF. Here stroke length 250 mm should be added as an allowance in the length side, whereas in the width side 50 mm should be added. So the planing time formula becomes L multiplied by B multiplied by 1 plus K divided by 1000 VF. Here 250 allowance and 50 allowance is added with L and B respectively. So this is the only formula you need to memorize. Here L plus 250 multiplied by B plus 50 multiplied by 1 plus K divided by 1000 VF. Okay, we'll see a simple problem in this. Find the time required for planing a piece of MS 900 mm long and 500 mm wide on a planing machine. The cutting speed of the tool is 20 meters per minute and feed is 0.8 millimeter per stroke. Assume K equal to 0.75. Here almost all the values are given directly. L is 900, add it up with the L component. Width is given as 500 mm, add it up with the width component. K is given directly 0.75. V is directly given is 20 meters per minute, and feed is given as 0.8 millimeter per stroke. If it is not given in stroke, you need to find it out in terms of stroke, which works out to be 69.18 minutes. So in your university examination, you can expect this kind of problem in 2 marks, or a problem what we seen with respect to shaping in the part B question. Hope these two problems will be sufficient to see, to find machining time with respect to shaping and planing. With this, we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you very much. Thank you.